everyone, today I have the fourth and final pyramid workout for you in this series, and today's is going to be a total body workout. If you missed the previous three, I also have some using the same structured, one focus on lower body, one on upper body, one on core. In my opinion, today's is the hardest of the four, maybe tied up there with upper body. That one was pretty hard too. How the structure works is every round we're gonna add on an exercise. So round one is just exercise one, then you get to rest. Round two is exercise one plus exercise two, then you rest. So on, building up to a series of 6 exercises. Each exercise is going to be held for 35 seconds. Your rest intervals are going to be just 30 seconds. The reason for those extra 5 seconds is to account for transition time, getting the equipment you need, moving from one exercise to the next. For equipment, you are going to need a set of medium dumbbells. I'm using a set of 10-pound weights, but do whatever feels medium to you. And you are also going to need a kettlebell. You want to go heavier for the kettlebell. So I'm using a 20-pound kettlebell. Do a weight that you would normally use for swings. I normally go a little heavier for swings, but this is all I have, so 20 pounds it is. Now, if you do not have a kettlebell, you can do the 2 kettlebell exercises with dumbbells instead. You would just use a single heavy dumbbell for the swings, holding on to the end of it, and for the high pulls, same deal. As with all workouts, you want to make sure you're properly warmed up beforehand and always listen to your body, modifying or stopping as needed. I have a couple warm-ups on my channel that I'll link to below. And before you exercise each new round, I'm going to demonstrate the exercise and I will also show you how to modify it. So at any point during this, if you need to tone it down, you will know how to. If you're new to my channel, I don't play music in the background because I want you to be able to listen to whatever you like. So if you don't have a playlist or a TV show queued up, you might want to get that going. And with all that said, let's get to the first exercise. Okay, to start, we have that squat thrust, and we're going to add in an extra shoulder press at the top. First round is the nicest. We have 35 seconds, and then you get to rest right away. At the beeps, let's get going. So you're going to sink down into your lowest squat. As you drive up, pump those weights overhead 2 times, okay? So 2 shoulder presses at the top and then sink into your next squat. I want you to use the power from your legs driving you up out of that squat to create the power of the press, okay? So that thrust is kind of all one movement. I'm not pausing at the top. I'm using my legs to help power those weights overhead. When they go overhead, your core is really active, so I don't want you to puff out through the rib cage and dump into your low back. So I need you to draw the navel in towards the spine. 30 seconds to rest while I show you exercise number 2. All right, so we're going to start at the top with the squat thrust, and then we will add in that high pull jump squat combo. So you have the weights racked at your shoulders, butt and hips slide down and back. Low squat. At the bottom of your squat, weight is in your heels. You're reaching your tailbone long. Your chest stays broad, so we're not hunching through the shoulders. And then again, like I was talking about that first round, you're driving through the legs to powerfully bring yourself up. When you do, your core is in tight and you're squeezing your seat at the top, so glutes are active as well. You have 10 seconds to go here. And then we're going to swap out those weights. We are going to grab our kettlebell. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can use a heavy dumbbell turned up on its end. Okay, we have that high pull jump squat combo. So you're going to position the weight between your feet. Your feet can be about shoulder widths apart. You're going to squat down, grabbing that weight, high pull. When you do the high pull, think of leading with the elbows. So the elbows go up and the weight stays close to your body as if you were zipping up a jacket. You put it down on the floor and you give me 1 jump squat. I'll show you from the side so you get a different angle. Now notice when I reach down to grab that weight, my chest is staying lifted. So I'm not hunching, I'm getting low through the legs. "30 seconds to rest. I will show you exercise number 3. Okay, so once again, we start at the top, round 3, squat thrusters.
Let's go. Low squat, drive it up to the top, 2 shoulder presses, sink back down to the bottom. If these start to get to be too much, use lighter weights, okay? You have just over 10 seconds to go. At the beeps, we're going to swap out the dumbbells. We're going to grab that kettlebell, and we're going to take it into high pull jump squat combo. So weight is between your feet. You're going to sink nice and low into a squat. Grab that weight, 1 high pull, and then 1 jump squat. If the jump squat gets to be too much, then instead of jumping, just stand, okay? So it'd be 1 high pull, 1 air squat. Make sure you are not hunching when you reach down to grab that weight. So think button hips down and back, chest stays broad, long spine. Okay, we are going to grab just a single medium dumbbell where you're going into a lunge with a torso twist. I'm going to start with my left leg, lunging forward, twist over that left leg, and then come back up. So if the front lunge is too much, another way to make this a little easier, do a back lunge instead. So instead of stepping your left foot forward, your left foot would stay planted and you'd step your right foot back. That'll make it a little easier. Now, when we do the twist, you want to keep your arms out straight. So it is not just a lower body exercise. It is core. It is upper body. You will feel those shoulders burning as you hold that weight extended and rest. Okay, we got exercise number 4 coming up. Find those medium dumbbells. We're going to start at the top. We will be adding on kettlebell swings at the end of these. If you're using a heavy dumbbell, that works too. All right, so we're going to lower down into that squat, drive up 2 shoulder presses at the top, and then lower down. We want to make sure we're not getting sloppy with these as we get into the longer, harder rounds of this pyramid. So you can slow it down. I want you to move continuously through the work interval, but slow it down if necessary, really lock in on proper form. So weight stays in the heels, button hips down and back when you're in that low squat. As you stand up, you're squeezing your glutes, hips come forward, abs stay in tight, 2 shoulder presses overhead. All right, ditch those weights, grab your kettlebell. Now again, we have an extra 5 seconds on these intervals to account for transition time, but I still want you quick, okay? So I'm going a little too slow. Move quicker than I am. 1 high pull, 1 squat jump. High pull, squat jump. Now this one, when we start to get tired, the first thing we start doing is hunching, rounding forward to pick up that kettlebell. That's a great way to hurt your back. We don't want that. You're reaching for the kettlebell by sinking low through the legs. So get your butt back and down in that low squat. And then it's a powerful pull up with the high pull, a powerful squat jump. Whoop, talking too much. Let's move into that lunge torso twist. This time, right leg is going to be the focus if you're staying on the same side as me. So your right foot steps forward, twist over that right leg back through center, and then up. So you always twist in the direction of whatever leg is in front. That's going to help with stability. Now, with that twist, you're not just bringing your arms around. I want you to keep the weight equidistant to your chest throughout that twist. Final few seconds here. We're going back to the kettlebell. All right, kettlebell swing. So to start a kettlebell swing, it is on the floor in front of you. You are in that low squat position. Chest is lifted. Grab the weight. Start by swinging it back, then come up. Okay, that's how we safely get into it. Now, if you are newer to kettlebell swings, use a weight lighter than you think you should be using. Get that hinge movement down. It's not a squat. Notice I'm starting the movement by sending my hips back. Torso hinges forward. I'm driving through my glutes to bring that kettlebell back to the top. Final few seconds here. Keep it going. And place it down. I'll show you the next exercise. Grab those medium weights. We are going to start at the top with that squat thrust. If you need more time to recover, though, you can always pause the video. Give yourself an extra 30 seconds, okay? Especially in these longer rounds. I would rather you be a little more rested and be able to give your all throughout the work intervals than to push that just 30 seconds of rest. Okay, all that being said, though, we are in these squat thrusts. So 2 shoulder presses at the top, sink back down. Drive those hips forward, abs in tight at the top and lower. When you are doing that shoulder press and those weights are going overhead, I want you to check in with your midsection. Are your ribs splaying open? If they are, you're not engaging through your core. You got to knit your ribs together for me. All right, ditch those weights. We're going into the high pull with the jump squat. So grab your kettlebell. Feet are going to be about shoulder widths apart. You're going to sink down low, grab that weight with both hands, drive through your seat to initiate the movement, okay? So just like in that squat thrust, we're using the power of the legs to help us with the high pull. So it's a very powerful movement up to the top, pulling that weight towards your chin. It's more controlled on the way down, okay? So the lift up should be a little quicker, a little more explosive than the lowering of the weight, which should be controlled. Grab 1 medium weight. We are going into that lunge with a torso twist. We're going to go back to isolating the left side. So you lunge your left foot forward, extend that weight at chest height, twist over that left leg, come back through center, push off that front leg and stand. So you want to get low in this lunge. Your back knee should be a few inches off the floor, but try to get as low as joint mobility allows without actually touching the ground. Now, when we do that twist, I want you to check in on your shoulders. They should not be scrunched up towards your ears. So slide the shoulder blades down your back. Keep a nice broad chest. Kettlebell swings coming up. Ditch that weight. Remember how we safely start a kettlebell swing. It is on the floor. You are in your low squat position. The weight is in front of you. You start by swinging it back and then drive those hips forward. Now, I'm using a weight that is a little too light for me, so it's going kind of higher than it normally would. You're just swinging up to about chest height, okay? And you're not pulling with the arms. The movement is all created through that hip hinge. Hips slide back, drive the hips forward, squeezing your butt, core stays in tight. Last few seconds. Okay, ditch that weight, Breakdancer Kick-through. So you come into a bear plank, knees hovering, and then you're kicking one leg through at a time, lifting the opposite arm up. And I want these to be quick. The goal is to get your heart rate up. I'm sure it is already up after the previous exercises, but this is a cardio move as well as working really total body on this one. Upper body, core is working, legs as you flip and kick through. When you kick the leg through, try to kick it at a hover, okay? Little easier, you would plant the foot on the floor. Little harder, that straight leg hovers, and twist back around. All right, 30 seconds to rest. I'm going to show you our final exercise. Final round coming up. Grab those medium weights. If you do need more time to rest, though, pause the video. Give yourself another 30 seconds. Otherwise, let's go. Final time you'll see these exercises. Squat, thrust, 2 shoulder presses at the top, so doubling up on those. When you sink down in the squat, I want you to notice what's going on with your knees. They should be tracking in line with your sort of middle to pinky toes. Let's make sure the knees aren't caving inwards, all right? Them caving inwards is a sign that you might not be activating through the glutes as well as you should. So hips slide back, knees tracking in line with those middle outer toes. As you stand up, squeeze your butt, abs in tight, 2 shoulder presses. You are done with that exercise. Finally, let's grab our kettlebell or heavy dumbbell if you're using it. Just flip it up on its end. We got that high pull with that jump squat. Let's go. So you should feel your legs really working, okay, with these 2 moves paired back to back. They're both total body exercises, but we're creating a lot of the power through our lower body. Remember, when you reach down for that kettlebell, chest stays lifted, okay? So think long spine. Core is active, though. So sometimes when I say lifted chest, we arch into our low back. I don't want that. Neutral spine. All right, ditch the kettlebell, grab one single medium weight. We're going to the right side if you're on the same side as me. So lunge, right foot steps forward, weight extends out, twist over to the right, back through center, stand it up. Like I was talking about in a previous round, when you do that twist, your chest twists with the hands so that the weight stays equidistant to your chest. Don't just wrap your arms around. The twist needs to be initiated through your midsection. Ditch the dumbbells. We are done with them. Grab that kettlebell one last time. Final round of kettlebell swings. If the kettlebell swings are not working for you, I want you to do that weighted hinge I demoed at the start of the previous round, okay? Especially a dynamic movement like this. If you are not familiar with kettlebells, I'd rather you err on the side of caution and just give me that hinge, holding the weight at your chest. Final few seconds. We are done with the weights at the beeps. All right, we are done with the weight. That was not the correct way to put the kettlebell down, so don't ignore that. Coming down to the floor, we are going into breakdancer kick-throughs. So one leg kicks through while the hand lifts up, side to side. Your bum is just hovering over the floor when you kick the leg through, so try not to rest anything on the ground. So the only body parts touching the floor are our hands and our feet. As we twist side, side, you got 10 seconds to go. Maybe you try to pick up the pace a little bit. You have one final move to get through. You got this. When you hear those beeps, we are going into burpees. If you can, chest to floor burpees. So that means you are lowering your chest all the way to the ground and then pushing up from there. If that's too much, just jump to a plank. Or if you would rather do a regular push-up instead of lowering your chest to the floor, that is okay with me. Whatever variation of burpees you are taking, you have 20 seconds. I want you to give it your all. You're done with this workout so soon. Can you pick up the pace at all without sacrificing form? Make that jump explosive. Core is in tight when you are lowering and pressing off the ground. You got it. Final few seconds. And done. Awesome work.
Hope you enjoyed that workout. If you did, you know the drill. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, Pickles really wants you to subscribe to my channel. So listen to her. I will see you guys here next week.